In addition, however, I always go back to source, where everything is generated from. I think we need to call these Facebook and company, we need to call them to order. We need to insist that they wake up to their corporate responsibility. After all, they unleash this Frankenstein on the world, and they've got to just find means of controlling it. You know, and because this is where it begins. As long as you have fake sites, you will have fake news and fake everything else. So there needs to be greater control. It should be possible for organizations like Facebook to do far more rapid checks. If I may go back a few years, in fact, when it was just a question of stealing the domain names. I found myself in company with the richest people for the first time in my life. Elumelu, Dangote, and a number of others. All their names had been, these domains have been established in their names. I don't think they were aware of it until I woke up to the fact that I had Soyinka.com, Soyinka.org, then org Soyinka, then w.Soyinka. This individual had cornered all these various domain possibilities of some of the top people.
So if you ever wanted to do it, you pay him. It's material-oriented.
And the man who was responsible, this is why I keep insisting, all of us have a role to play in this. The young man who was responsible, in fact, was a writer, a young writer, believe it or not, who was shortlisted for the NLNG Literary Prize. I had to write them and say, this kind of person does not, this is what I've discovered. So they took his name off. And so it's not just the journalist alone, it's not just the neighborly thing alone. It's a question of education, letting everyone understand that this is a collective responsibility, but above all, also, the straight, quote-unquote, media must set an example, must not join the gravy, the murk train, because there's a tendency for the lowest common denominator, because it's sensational, because it sells papers and so on, to infect even the serious media, so that you have a situation, I quote, one which took place just 2 or 3 days ago. I read an item where a minister was supposed to have insulted the president, and it was carried in some media. And I checked the statement, and there was, of course, a video and so on. I looked through it, I read the text again and again, and believe me, I said, I have to relearn this English language, because I didn't see where the insult was. You know the one I'm referring to?
Yes, I do.
So sometimes the print media feels compelled to compete with the electronic media, and this is a mistake. This is a great mistake. There's a reputation, there's a kind of standard, there's a kind of expectation of the print media. You should not be embarrassed to show yourself superior to a medium which is accessible to the lowest, to the very dregs of society. There's greater control in the print media, and the print media must not be afraid to criticize, wherever necessary, the electronic media.
Thank you, Prof.
Media.
I know.